The second meeting of the Prison Population Task Force was held Wednesday, October 21st at the State Office Building in St. Paul. Task Force members are charged with exploring options to address Minnesota's growing state prison population.
I would say the charge or the mission of the task force is to explore all options for addressing the question of the shortage of space that's present and anticipated into the future. We have more prisoners are being sent to the Department of Corrections than we have the physical capacity to house them in the state prison system. And this is an upward trend as well. So it's both a short-term and a long-term issue. The Department of Corrections anticipates proposing a $141 million bonding bill to build extra capacity at the Rush City prison. And I'd like to know what alternatives we have to spending that much money on more concrete and steel bars. Those options could include building more space. It could include not building any more space and having some kind of an early release program. It could include, from a short-term standpoint, reinstating some of the short-term offender program from 10 years ago, where persons serving their last 6 months of a sentence were released to a local facility before they got directly sent into the community. It could include longer-term solutions like more chemical dependency and mental health treatment in the prisons to reduce recidivism when they are released. It could include some formation of a parole board for persons that have been in there for some time but are showing model behavior and are doing well, and maybe they aren't the threat anymore to society that they were when they were sentenced and put in the facility 10 years ago, for example. There's a whole range of possibilities here.
Currently, state facilities are 500 people over capacity. Those inmates are being held at county workhouses, where facilities and rehabilitation programs are not designed for long-term housing. Among the difficult issues for task force members to examine is the sentencing and potential release of inmates for crimes involving the use of firearms.
And I have yet in my entire career to ever have a public defender, a county attorney, somebody from the sentencing guidelines with me on the street when I'm facing somebody with a gun. Having been there, having done that, you have strong feelings. Now, we're not saying rehabilitation is not possible for people. We believe in it, want to support it. But there is a time and a place where if we have a statute that says you get 3 or 5 years, why are we not implementing it? And judges in the whole judicial system share in what we have grave concern about, that we intend to make an issue of, and believe that it needs to be part of the future debate as we address violence in our society and guns in our society.
Many concerns about Minnesota's growing prison population are being discussed by the task force. At the same time, members continue their search to find the right solution. To learn about future scheduled meetings of the Minnesota Prison Population Task Force, visit www.senate.mn.